My name is Rantibem Magapan, but a lot of people know me as Thomas Mashaba from Generations. Today, we are celebrating Africa Day. Today, we are celebrating Kara Heritage Institute. I don't mind people coming, Dineo guy, can I take a picture? But I'm not stealing the show today. Today, as my Africa and enjoy and celebrate and celebrate the Merabonte or Kara Heritage Institute. So I get a Kara halala. Everybody say halala. Halala Kara halala.
It's important as a nation that we should pray for our leaders. We should pray for our kings. We should pray for our MECs. And we should pray for all who are in government so that we should live a peaceful
She was further awarded in 2011 with Reverend Bartman Award for servicing people with distinction to bring back their dignity from the Methodist Church of Southern Africa, Circuit 319, Queenstown District. Ga 2011, ba ile ba kumana be sefoka sa Reverend Bartman Award. Eke fuka ka ba ga la hore ba shumile ga botswerere ba ke shumela ke tšhaba le o disa kiriti ka batho ke ba ke fiwa ke kereke ya Methodist. She comes from a strong Christian background. Ba ke mo Kriste motho ba tsena kereke le kile la bona motho wa se tsena kereke ke shumela batho marabotse. She is a full member of Methodist Church of Southern Africa at Bensonville Circuit 521 district. She is a member of Local Preachers Association. Ba preacher mkegulu ba preacher agere guru lo elu rauzeni kereke wa vaya le kinyaga muruti le abo na badolitus. She is a member of Women's Manyano. Manyano ke tabelo ya basadi le dobona ka moaparo wa bona le bona ape ke member wa basadi ba ba tabelo ya kereke kale re ke tsare ke basadi ba se aparo na bele re tsare ke basadi ba tabelo ka re ke aparo ke la ke ra re tabelo ke ngwe ka o thakaja MEC bawe ba bile MEC ya social development and special program ya basadi bana le ba ke gule le bakalabe le batho ba ba sa itekanela. Yes kiss and then gapeja say good point ya mafelelo ya important gudu gala butano lewe la butano la le la maloba ba khethilwe uba MEC for sports, recreation, arts and culture. Mukagulu ba re apa ga bona ke Dr. Penny Majodina.
Our hosts present here, Ndate Dr. Mutsecha, Ndate Lehutla, all high commissioners present here, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, Ulucha Olukoyo, Vumani ngene ntsasa ndinibulise ngelihle igama lokhulumente womzantsi Afrika. Halala Africa Day, halala. It is not out of disrespect that I will request to leave immediately. My flight is at 2:15. I came for a 10 o'clock program. Please pardon me, Dr. Mutsecha, when I leave this event. I'm coming from the Eastern Cape. I'm a brand new MEC in this department. As you might be aware that Eastern Cape is the home of legends. Tata O.R. Tambo is from the Eastern Cape. Chris Hani is from the Eastern Cape. Tata Mbeki is from the Eastern Cape. The late Tata Kholhlahla Nelson Mandela is from the Eastern Cape. Let his soul rest in peace. Amen. If you believe and believe, and we together pray, the Holy Spirit must come down, and Africa will be saved. interfaith domination present here, thank you very much for prayers. We are here today at this very special occasion as we celebrate Africa Day. We as Africa, as this continent, we are indeed a beautiful continent. We are Africa by design. We are here to stay and we are not going anywhere because the challenges facing Africa, its solutions will come from us as Africans. Africa is like a calabash. When the calabash was displayed here, it really reflected who Africa is, her beauty, her strength. Africa as a continent is like a three-legged pot that will feed the nation. We are known of Ubuntu, our humanity, as Africa, because we know that your child is my child, and my child is your child. We know what it means as Africans, what it means to share, what it means to stay together. We are here to promote our cultural diversity in our continent, to accept one another. That is why in Africa we call one another brother, sister, mother, father, not because you are my biological sister, but we know that we're coming from this continent, and therefore respect and love is the order of the day in Africa. We quest for peace, peace now, peace tomorrow, peace every day in Africa.
Why you should be Africans, South Africans. The main thing OAU achieved was to fight to get more states to be free, to be independent. So we now have nearly 54 states. At the same time, the main agenda was to also fight apartheid. All of us fought apartheid. I, as a young boy, when I went to America, I was on television, CBS, my first experience. I had no idea what television meant. But my awareness of South Africa was nothing. But apartheid, black people being attacked, was upset me. What happened? On the television, where there was a white young woman, blonde woman, she spoke for South Africa. I was speaking for Africa. And there were many other people. It was called One World, Many Problems was the title. She said apartheid is good because the Zulu chiefs like it. That's what she said. That's what I remember. You can go and find it in CBS television. I stood up, I said, this is outrageous. How can you say that? Apartheid is evil, I said. That is how we grew up, learning about Africa, one country. We're singing songs. Africa, one country. Africa, Agerachin, in other words, in Amharic. Harambe, Africa. This is how the emperor taught us in the songs, with the culture. But in schools, never. We never learned anything. But in the songs, we sang Africa unity. We learned about South Africa and things like that. What happened with South Africa? All Africans, yeah, this is important. When Madiba went to, Oliver Tambo and Madiba went to Addis Ababa, the OAU meeting, the decision was made for all Africans to support the struggle of South Africa. I have to tell you one concrete example. Seki Ture did not have money. He was not in the franc zone. He was not in the dollar zone. He was not in any zone. Every African country was supposed to give $5,000 to the liberation struggle at that time, to build up the resistance here in South Africa. Almost everyone did it. But the most interesting thing is if you read Madiba's Long Road to Freedom, you would be, I don't know how I felt. He went to Secretariat, he couldn't give money, Secretariat, of course. But he supported him. Then when they went out, before they went to after Secretariat, they went to Senegal. Before they go to Senegal, in the airport, the people brought stacks of money. You know what that money was? Local currency. Madiba was surprised. We got stacks of money, he says, of local currency. And then when Madiba went to France, to Senegal, he has to Senghor, he has to meet Senghor. And all these leaders across Africa. And it was tough for Oliver Tambo getting in. You know, at that time, traveling is difficult across Africa. It's not like now. They were struggling across Africa. All the initial struggle for supporting the liberation struggle here came from Africans, the whole of them. So don't fight, don't be Afrophobia. Let's use this moment, the moment of African Liberation Day, to be the Africans first, to be
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies, in her absence, the MEC, Prof. and Adematole, and the audience at large, particularly the children who have to see through Agenda 2063 in Africa. My message of support is inspired by Mahatini. Mahatini is a great artist. He's now late, but he's dominated the airwaves of South Africa and the world for a very long time, and continues to do so in his very classical voice. How does Mahatini look at Africa? In his song, he looks at Africa as a country. He never looked at Africa as a continent. In his song, when he speaks about when an African child is born, we all feel happy. But he also goes to say that Africa is a country of misery. He says, when an African child, in Africa when a child is born, we all feel happy. But he also says, Africa is a country of misery. He doesn't say a continent, he says a country of misery. So following on the words of the professor here around how they got taught that Africa is a country, not a continent.
I should not be introduced, not because I'm well known, but because there's no time. And I also would request that I observe all the protocol, because there's no time. My short and little message is that as an African people, we are a psychologically wounded people. We were wounded by slave trade. We were wounded by colonialism. We were wounded by racial discrimination in church and state. We were denied the right to define as to who we are. We were told we were plurals, we were natives, we were Bantus, and so on and so on. Now we are happy that today we live in a free country, a country that was not freed by South Africans alone, a country that was freed by South Africans in solidarity with the rest of Africa and the rest of the world. So today, as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of our freedom, this is a celebration of South Africans, Africans, and the world. And we are happy that the leaders of this conference saw it necessary not to leave our culture behind, because any people who forget or who don't know their culture, they are like a tree that has no roots and water and they will die before it's long. And we are happy and we are grateful to the leaders of this conference because they came up with the Algiers Declaration on Culture. In 1976, they came with the Charter on African Culture, and in 2006, they came with the Charter on African Cultural Renaissance. So we are here today to say to those leaders, the living and the dead, that we are going to take forward the cultural renaissance, and we are dedicating this Kara Heritage Village for the advancement of African heritage and culture for the benefit of African children, both black and white. And we are saying that as we move forward, we are going to carry on with what Nelson Mandela taught us. Nelson Mandela said to us, Christianity, Islam, and African religion can contribute to the renewal and development of the continent, provided the Christians and the Muslims learn to tolerate each other. Secondly, provided the Christians and the Muslims on one side learn to tolerate African religion on the other side. And he said, African religion is no longer a superstition that must be replaced by other forms of religion. And therefore, we want to say today that it's no longer necessary for anybody to convert Africans into any other religion. Those that are born as Christians, let them continue with their Christianity. Those who are born as Muslims, let them continue with Muslim. Those who are Judaism, let them continue. But if you try to convert another African, you are saying to that African, their religion is not religion enough. They must leave it and join yours, and that is wrong.
Thomas, mine is very short. On behalf of Aisa, we would like to thank our partners, which were Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, Human Science Research Council, Channel Africa, Department of International Relations, the Thabo Mbeki Institute, Brand SA, City of Tshwane, Kara Heritage Institute, International Council of Science, Region of Africa, National Research Foundation, Tshwane University of Technology, South African National Space Agency, University of Johannesburg, Le Statistics South Africa. And we would also like to thank the scholars that came all the way from different parts of the continent. And we also like to thank you as our guests. We also want to thank our special guests as well from both the left and the right hand side. And there's going to be lunch that will be served. But before we serve lunch, people who are seated on the right side of the panel and the left side of the panel, your food is prepared in the rendezvous. So I think there'll be ushers who will usher you to the rendezvous. And please note, if you do not have the meal tag or the voucher, the tag that shows that you're part of the conference, you will not be allowed into the rendezvous. And the rest of us will probably have to join the catering that is reserved for us at the back. But then maybe please give priorities to those who have tags and the meal tags. Thank you very much. May you enjoy the rest of the day. And